YouTube. If you're new to my channel, I make guides on how to play certain monsters with the bow monster hunter world. In today's video, I'm gonna just be showing everybody who's watching this the punishments, most optimal punishments for Raging Brachydios, kind of overall game plan to fight him. So even if you are new to him, if you struggle with him, this will definitely help you. I teach very simplistic. I talk in a language that everybody should understand, and this is how I would tell my friend how to beat the monster if he asked me to make a video. So I'm gonna just help with any way I can. I will not be providing budget bills. That's not the type of video this is. If you want those type of videos, I'll link them in the description and you can check those out. Raging Brachydios is really not as hard as people think he is. He's actually a very easy monster. All you need to do is recognize what he's doing, punish him correctly, and it'll just be a very easy fight for you. I feel like a lot of the reason why people think it's hard is because they don't know how to punish him, and his move set seems intimidating at first, but once you get it down, it's amazing. And even if you don't have that great of a class, you can still actually beat him. If you got a solid ice class, you can beat Raging Brachydios. And I'm gonna go over some skills and some other things that I think will help you on overall tips. But pretty much that's it. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. It helps me a lot and pushes my video out so it can reach more people and can help more people. And I also wanted to put this as a side note. I will be taking a little break from Monster Hunter World, so I'm not going to be posting as much because I'm focusing on other things and other games, and I want to speed run other games. So I'm diversifying my energy. But if any one of y'all do want me to make a video, just message me on Discord. I have a Discord. I feel like the video is going to help a lot of people, then I'll make it. If not, then try to give you advice in the Discord. But other than that, like I said before, if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and like the video. But without further ado, let's just get right into the video. So the first thing I want to let you know is that when you come into the map, there is a little slinger ammo that's on the ground right when you come into the fight, and picking this up and actually hitting the monster with it makes it way easier to actually tenderize him. So I would just recommend you do that because that's the easy way to tenderize him. And tenderizing him is a must for this fight. You need to tenderize him, that way you can be doing the most damage. And by the way, while we're talking about tenderizing, best places to tenderize him is his hands, his tail, and his head. As a bow user, those three areas are the areas that you need to be focusing on. The only area that you really should be focusing on through this whole fight is the hands, because generally speaking, you're going to do the most damage from the hands once you tenderize them, and they have the best hit zones for the bow. All right, so one of the first moves I want to talk about is actually when he's like moving side to side, when he's trying to assess the situation pretty much, or kind of decide which move that he wants to do. Either two options are going to come out of this from him doing the side to side. He's just going to downright just hit you with the tail swipe, leading in and trying to get you. Now, trying to punish his move is kind of tricky because his tail comes to hit you as like a punishment for trying to punish him. So I would try to always be in front of Brachydios, so that way you can always position yourself right. But I would just punish with just dash shot in one time, and then just doing one charge shot. And then after you do the dash shot and then you do one charge shot, I would kind of just sit there and wait. You got to anticipate what he's going to do next, so that's just enough time to kind of see what he's going to do next, because he's going to do something right after that. That way you can just get some quick damage in and still be ready. If you're in the right situation too, when he does this move, like behind him or maybe to the side, kind of punish a lot more with the tail. It's depending on the situation. But if you're in front of him, which I want you to be, because a lot of these punishments, I will have you just be in front of him so you could just initially attack the arms when I teach you how to move out the way. Most of the time, if you're in a bad situation when he does that move particularly, you can attack the tail, but I'll get to that later in the video. Before I went on that rant about that one move, he does two moves like I said. So do the hand swipe, and then the tail is going to lead in, or probably 90% of the time he's just going to run at you. And I feel like the running at you move intimidates a lot of people, but actually once you understand this concept, it's like a really good way to deal damage to him, especially if you already have his hands tenderized. So if he runs at you, you got to go between his legs like you playing basketball, you Kyrie Irving. So I will go under his legs. Like when you see him doing it initially, don't just already roll. You need to time this perfectly, or a good time to roll is after he screams. So I'll play an audio of me actually doing it in game, and you can just see when I do it, and the timing could just be embedded into your head. So you can do the same thing, because this isn't a move to be scared of. This is actually one of his best moves, because after he does that, opens himself up so much. I'm gonna play the audio and you can just listen to it and see what I do. I'm gonna play a couple different times I do it, because I do a lot of it. But yeah. Now, the smart people will notice which side that I stay on. Whenever you do roll out the way, who paying attention will notice which side I'm staying on once I roll out the way. And the side I'm staying on is whichever side I tenderized for his arms, because whenever he does the 2 moves that he's getting ready to do, I'll be on that side ready to punish, being able to do the most damage. So don't make the mistake of just rolling out of this move once you master it, and then you still got to pay attention to the side that you're on when you're rolling, because it gives you enough time. So just position yourself after the roll to be on the side of the arm that is tenderized. So if you tenderize the left, be on the left. If you tenderize the right, be on the right. Very important, so you can be doing the most damage. And after he does that, he's either going to do 1 or 2 moves. First of all, the first move he might do is he might just spring at you, just jump at you from a distance. And all you need to do is really just, before he gets to you, obviously you could just dash out the way, or kind of gauge how far he is from you. Just move out the way and then punish this accordingly. The other move is that he's going to do an exaggerated, drawn out ground pound with his hands. And it's going to linger, so you can kind of tell which move he's going to do. You can kind of tell, or you can just look at the video and just see. But those 2 moves are either one he's going to do, but either one is a good move to punish, and you can punish these accordingly. And I'm going to tell you how to punish these right now. So the first punishment we're going to talk about is if he just chooses to do the long drawn out ground pound. Like I was telling you, he's going to either do 2 options. So first option, if he does the ground pound, it's so easy punishment. Dash shot into 2 charge shots and end it with a spread shot. And this is guaranteed every time. And look how long it takes him to do that. So if you could just master just rolling out the way in time, you will get guaranteed damage every single time. Imagine if he does this 10 times in the game and you just get that free punishment every single time he does it. Make sure that you're doing this punishment, like I said again, dash shot, 2 charge shots, end it with a spread shot. You cannot go wrong. Let's go. The other move that he's going to do if he doesn't do the other one is he's definitely going to just jump at you, and you can kind of tell when he's going to jump at you because he kind of just like stop, shake his head like no real quick, and then just obviously jump. And you can punish this by like doing a dash shot, 2 charge shots, and a spread shot. But I kind of messed up mine because so I forgot that I actually used up my 1 charge while I was just waiting on him. And this is a good way to kind of like re-educate you about the charges. So if you do what I did and just dash and kind of hold your charge, like once you see that charge is going and you are at level 2, like that's it. You can only do 2 charge shots. You can't do a third one that's charged. You gotta charge it back up. I forgot that I lost 1 charge. Really, I should have just ended it with a spread shot, and then probably did 2 more dash shots into a spread shot. But that's just a learning opportunity for you to learn too. So once you use that first charge up and it goes to like level 2, you only got 2 charge shots, and then you can end it with a spread shot, or you can dash again to reset the combo. If you don't understand that, I got a lot of videos breaking that down, specifically my bow tutorial. If I confuse you, just go look at that video. But optimal punishment is pretty much damn near the same punishment as the last one, but you can have a little bit more freedom because I think this one takes a little longer. I'll put it on the screen. This move is probably going to be your biggest opportunity. So even if you don't watch the rest of this video, even knowing this can literally probably get you the win on Brachydios. And I do want to add that he does both of these moves without having to do the bull rush first. So potentially he could do both of these moves without even having to do the run. So you still have a chance to do an incredible amount of damage. Even if he doesn't do the bull run is just a way that he's either going to do both of those options, like either one of those. But naturally in a fight, he could just do either one of those. So, that still goes into his move sets, and you can still look for those moves even if he doesn't do the bull rush. All right, so the next move I want to talk about is the drawn out headbutt, and it's the drawn out version between the other version I'm going to talk about, because he just put a lot of emphasis in this headbutt, and his head is literally just stuck in the ground. Both his feet is in the air, trying to put the most energy he can into the headbutt. The punishment is just dashing 2 times and end it with a spread shot, or you can dash 1 time and then do 2 charge shots into a spread shot. You can kind of mix it up with it, but you can get a full combo out of that because he stays in this position for a long time, so you can do a full combo off this punishment. Other version of that move is when he actually does the line of fire, and he puts the blast all on the ground. And initially this move is scary, even to me. you know, like even just for a couple of months it was scary till I really realized like how to get past it. Just think of LLC in the back of your head. So you know how you spell LLC, obviously, right? So he's going to do 2 lines, right? You know, right now I only seen him go to the right with this move. He probably could potentially go to the left if you know proc him to go to the left, but I've personally just never seen it. Just assume he's going to the right every time he does his move, right? Because you're going to know when he does it, because he's obviously not putting his full energy into the first head. But whenever he does his move, just think of LLC. It's going to be 2 lines, and then the C comes from the last attack. And if you stay within the C, like the open space or the safe area, it's pretty much is going to be the C, like the open area in the C. You're never gonna get hit. And honestly, when you master this and you just understand that it's a LLC, you can be in the safe zone all the time and already be starting to attack and actually get a full combo off this when he does it. If you're in a bad position, just don't even try it and just roll out the way. But if you're in an open position where you have enough room to, you know, actually escape, then, you know, try to get the most punishment out of it. We got the next move. I call this move the Hulk smash. This is where he just constantly ground for like probably like 6 to 7 seconds. But the most important thing to do is just to move out the way. And naturally, it's like an easy punish, but you gotta wait until after. You can like do dash shots and, you know, just maneuver out the way until he's done. But when he's done and you can tell, just aim for the tail. Just always aim for the tail when he does his move. Just naturally do it, because he's going to bring it to the front. He's going to try to hit you with the tail. So if you're like on the side of him especially, or in the back of him, just aim for the tail. If you're in front of him, just try to back away or dash shot away from him and just punish accordingly. But just always look out for that tail when he does that move. He always going to try to bring it to the front of him to hit you, and it's going to, you know, always catch you off guard. So make sure you pay attention. If he does the line of fire move, like when he just shoots 1 line of fire, just dash shot, charge shot, and spread shot. That's the optimal punishment. So if you're doing a line of fire not on your side and you can dodge it in time, if you can't dodge it in time, don't even try the punishment. But if you can quick dodge or it's not on your side, if he does on 1 line of fire, if he does 2, I wouldn't really recommend trying the punishment. But if he does 1, then dash shot, charge shot, spread shot. Next thing I want to talk about is the roar and how to get past the roar. So you need to know how to get past his roar and like how to dodge it. Whenever you do dodge his roar, this actually is just going to always guarantee that he's almost finna get knocked down, like he's right on the edge of it, or he's right about to get knocked down. You can look closely at these clips that I'm showing. So notice whenever I do dodge it, right, and like I hit a few shots in and his arms really turn red, right, redder than usual. I'm hitting the shots, and then like on one of the shots, his like it's kind of like spilling out blast. That is an indication that he is going to get knocked either right after you do another shot or another spread shot. That is a quick visual indication that he's finna get knocked down. So get ready, you know, just to do damage on him. And that's not just after he screams, that's just general in all of this, in this whole fight. It's just a thing. He spills out blast and you'll see it visually if he's finna knock down. So just put that in your head too. But I'm gonna just play a few clips and you can kind of tell when I dodge, because I can't really explain it, even though I can, but I feel like it's just better if you just visually hear it, because he does scream twice. He does like 2 screams. So the first time he yells isn't the time that you need to dodge. You need to let him scream the first time, and then it's like, it's actually visually you can see it. I just paid attention to it, kind of like, I don't know how to describe it, but you can see him yelling. Like the animation of him yelling from the second scream is the one that you need to dodge. You need to master this, because this is very important to just be able to dodge his roar, because you can just do way more damage. Me personally, the visual cues work a lot better for me. I think I pointed it out. I'm gonna point it out in the video, obviously, because I'm editing it. But yeah, it's visually I can see it better, but naturally it's just instinctively in me to just dodge it in the time I do. I just got the timing down. But if you can get this down, this will just guarantee a knockdown, and like that will help your team, or just you will just beat him way faster, or just raise your chances of beating them. So please try to implement this into your gameplay. It will help 1000%. I'm telling you. If you're still watching the video, make sure to give this video a like. If you are getting help from this video, please, it helps me a lot. That's why I keep saying it, because I don't want to say it, but you know, my videos are not going to get out if I don't say it. So I'm just going to go ahead and go into the tips and just give you some extra insight on some of the things that can make this fight easier and some things that you should be doing. So I got a few tips that I would give myself if I was looking at this video. So let's go ahead and go to those tips right now. All right, so he has about around 26,000 health or 27,000. Same health as Narragansett, fun fact. But once you get him to 40%, he's going to start moving. The time to re-tenderize him is when he is moving areas, not when you're fighting him. This move set is very hard to tenderize him while you're fighting him, because most of his moves use his head or his arms, and that's pretty much the part that you're going to want to tenderize anyway as him, because tenderizing is only going to last for around 3 minutes to 4 minutes. If you didn't know, it's damn near like the same amount of time that your mantle is there. So a good place or a good time to reapply the tenderizing him is when he's moving areas, because he's not doing anything but running. So that is the quickest time to do the tenderize. And another fact about him moving areas or his health in general is that he goes to the last area at about 30%. So sometimes you're going to be doing damage and it's not going to do anything because his health locks until he goes to the third area and does the Nova. So I mean, unless you have Hunter's Pie, you're not going to really know how much damage you're doing, but it's good to know, like, once he gets to 30%, he's going to go to the last area and his HP is going to lock. So the next thing I want to tell you, that you can dodge the ground pound when he's going to the last stage and he does his little Nova or his little final cutscene. To get to the last phase, you can dodge this by dashing, and when you're dashing, use the momentum and just press triangle if you're on PSN, or Y if you're on Xbox, and your character will do an animation that actually skips over this scene and you don't have to just sit there. You can just already be doing damage, especially if you use my last device and tenderize him in the right arm. I did the wrong arm this clip. If you did the right arm, you're going to be doing damage. So even when he comes out, he's already going to be prone to getting stunned faster, because you already doing damage while he's doing this. And this is only going to be good if his health isn't at 30, and like I said, you have no indication of him being at any percent unless you have Hunter's Pie. But it's a good way to continue to do damage and skip that cutscene and look like a badass at the same time. So another tip I wanted to tell you is that when you're in the last area, the only thing you really should be scared of is the you know, he does a Nova and explodes the whole area. But the thing about the last area and the last phase is that he's trying to put this stuff on the ground more than he's really trying to hit you. Now, he is trying to hit you, don't get me wrong, but he's more focused on just putting this stuff on the ground. So a lot of his attacks are based around just putting this stuff on the ground. Like even with the line of fire, like the LLC move, he's not, it doesn't explode, you know, he's just putting it on the ground. So when he's doing the LLC mode, you can literally just hit him with no repercussions. So the only thing you really should be worried about in this mode is just not getting, you know, exploded by this. But a lot of his moves are easier to punish and easier to really hit him, because that's the main thing he's trying to do, is just put this stuff everywhere and explode it. And when he actually does explode all of this stuff that he's putting on the ground, it hurts him too. So it's really just helping you. So you shouldn't really be scared of him in the last phase, because first of all, he's at 30%, so he's almost dead, and you just learn all the punishments that I just told you. And a lot of the punishments are easier because he's in this stage. So yeah, you really should, the third stage should be the time where you kind of get excited. Only thing you really got to you know, worry about is the damage you take over time from him putting that stuff on the ground. But other than that, you should just, this should be like cake just to end this fight. All right, so one of the last tips I got for you, so it, like, the one thing that is a little bit different from the third stage is that he does combos. So usually when he does like the exaggerated ground pound, he just does it one time, but here he typically tries to do it twice, or he does like a combination of 3 things at once. So, you know, just don't get too comfortable with your punishments in this stage, or just kind of wait for him to either do 2 more things or 1 more, or just be anticipating something else. He always tries to put 1 more, like he does combos in the last stage. I mean, they're kind of harmless, like I said before, but just be aware of that. All right, now I'm gonna just get into some last skills that I think is useful. You know, any more tips if I got them, but pretty much I'm gonna just show like probably 1 or 2 classes, but they're really not beginner friendly. So if you don't, or you're relatively new to this game, you can't copy these classes, you know, but I will show them because I have to show the class to show the decorations I use and the skills. But you know, like I said before, if you want like more friendlier builds, just go in the description. That's it. It's okay. Like everybody isn't, you know, to the end game, which is normal, and most people don't know how to fight them. This is probably why you're watching the video. So but yeah, man, let's just get to the conclusion of this video. I'm not trying to make this too long, so probably gonna speed through the next part and just try to get to the conclusion. But yeah, let's go, man. All right, so this is my class pretty much. This is my comfort ice class I use when I play like multiplayer or with multiple people, and I kind of want to be safe. You know, you starting off with critical boost and then weakness exploit. That's like a given class. I got level 3 constitution, which is kind of rare. A level 2 normal shots and level 2 spread shots, which is just amazing. Which, you know, is making me hit way harder. The only thing I have problem wise I have with this class, I do have evade window level 2 too, which is kind of crazy, but it still does the job, and I can evade still pretty well. That's why, you know, evade level 1 is probably the worst thing you can do, but 2 and 3 is fine, preferably 3, but 2 is just fine if you are good enough. And then my bow is a Kajar bow. It's an ice bow, so you know, along with that I get critical element, so it's great for ice. And then obviously I got ice attack. But yeah, I think the most important ones on this list is evade window. Some of the skills, which is constitution level 3, is usually stamina surge, which is level 3, but I can probably swap that around. And then bow charge, and then it's actually clutch claw boost. That's the tenderizing jewel that you need. So it's the shaver jewel that can just allow you just to tenderize 1 time without having to do it twice. Because if you don't have this, you have to do it twice, which is annoying, but it's doable for Brachydios, because if you use the method I showed you, you can do the first tenderize, and then whenever he does, he has to lick his hands. That's like a second animation he does, and you can do the second tenderize in that moment if you want to, but I think it's just unnecessary. But yeah, and then I just wanted to show the Frostcraft class. So like my meta class that I use when I'm going for times or I'm going for speed runs. If you watch any of my speed runs, this is I'll only use Frostcraft because it actually just destroys him. But this is the class right here, and then the skills on this is pretty much the same. Just a couple of turnarounds on this, but the most important skills on this is coalescence, because you know he has a blast damage, and I like purposely just step on a blast just to get the proc the coalescence and get that extra elemental boost on top of the Frostcraft already. And you know, stamina surge and constitution are not that high, but I don't really need them if I'm just destroying him. He has no chance to move anyway. And then on this class I have critical eye level 7. On the other comfort I have level 4. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all the skills I have. So let's just get into the conclusion of the video, and let's end the video right now. I appreciate y'all so much for watching this video. It really helps me out. Like I said before, if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, because we love bow users over here, and we look out for each other because nobody else is. You know, I make content a lot on this channel, so I have a lot of content. I got a playlist on my channel that I don't think most people know about, and it's called like bow guides and helpful videos. And in all those videos I give builds, I have tips about various monsters. I'm pretty sure every monster that you had trouble with, I have a guide on him. The only one I don't have right now is Behemoth, but I plan to make a video on him because he's pretty, well, he's not easy, but he has a very specific way that I fight him that I think will help other people. But I mean, other than that, I mean, that's pretty much all I got. I appreciate you watching the video so much. You know, all the good comments, I really appreciate it. And like I said before, might be a slow down on uploads just because I'm focusing on other things, but I still have love for Monster Hunter World and just gaming in period, so I still will upload, just not as much. But yeah, like I said before, I appreciate you watching the video. I hope you have an amazing day, and I hope this video helps you in any way it can. I'm out, man. Have a peaceful day, good day wherever you at. I'm out. Yeah. Talking shit never made
money.